Are you moving or relocating to Columbus, Ohio and thinking, hey, Dublin might be the right area for me? Well, in this video, I'm going to break down the awesome things Dublin has going for it and the reasons why you might want to avoid living there altogether. I don't pull any punches, I tell it like it is, and it all starts right now. So let's go! If you're new to my channel, my name is Mark Van Stein. I make videos about real estate and living in Columbus, Ohio. I want to give you, the viewer, a really good idea what it's like to live here in the capital city. Dublin is one of the most popular areas for my clients who are relocating or moving to Central Ohio for good reason. So let's start with the awesome. Number one is the school district. Dublin has a very good, well-regarded, and sought-after school district, which is scored very highly by the state of Ohio. Even how well regarded it is, it didn't make the top 5 in Central Ohio last year. It actually came in at number 6. If you want to see which districts did make the top 5, you can always check out this video on my channel where I break them all down. If you don't have any school-age children and don't mind paying the taxes, which I'll talk about a little bit later, know that a good, desirable district is always going to help hold homes' values. There will always be good demand for good homes and good school districts. Number 2 is the availability of new construction or being able to buy a brand new home. Now this is more in the Dublin School District, not necessarily the Dublin city proper. You see, Columbus has been built from the inside out. So some of the suburbs that are closer to the town, like Upper Arlington or Worthington, there's no new construction. It's all been completely built out. Dublin is on the northwest side of Columbus, and there's lots of land pushing outwards towards Marysville to develop. That's exactly what's happening. There's a huge planned community called Jerome Village, which is currently being built and developed. So if you want to be in a good school district and have a brand new home, Dublin might be a good option for you. Before I hit the next pro, are you thinking about moving or relocating to Central Ohio? If so, let me and my team help. I'm a full-time RE/MAX Realtor and been helping people relocate to Columbus for the last 20 years now. I'm actually a third-generation real estate agent. You can give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, however you want to reach out. I'm pretty easy to find. Number 3 is Bridge Park. Bridge Park is a new mixed community with condos, restaurants, and retail right outside Old Historic Dublin. Let me tell you, the developer did a fantastic job tying together the historic part of Dublin with all the new development. And to be brutally honest, I just couldn't envision it. I heard they were buying up all this land and going to build a walking bridge across the river, and I just couldn't get it. Well, let me tell you, it's a fantastic, and the developer really hit it out of the park. It's become so popular not only with the people who live in Dublin, but also Powell, Hilliard, and Upper Arlington, all the suburbs on the northwest side of town. They've made the area very walkable, so you can go out and have lunch or dinner and stroll across the bridge, or do like my wife and I did last year for the 4th of July, just go watch the parade with our dog. It's really just a great area, one that you can enjoy no matter what age group you are. Number 4 is golf. Dublin is home to Murfield, which is both a large planned community and has 2 golf courses. The golf courses were designed by our hometown hero and pro golfer, Jack Nicklaus, and host a PGA event in the spring called the Memorial Tournament. The tournament's a lot of fun if it's not raining or 100 degrees that week, that is. The PGA event starts on Thursday and runs through the weekend. Tickets are pretty easy to get, especially earlier in the week. Even if you don't like golf, it's worth going and experiencing, if nothing else for just the people watching. There are several other courses in the area as well. You've got the Murfield Association course and Tartan Fields, which is a country club directly north of Murfield. If you're interested in living that country club lifestyle, I've broken down my favorite club, which is a video you can find right here on this channel as well. Well, not every city is all puppies and rainbows, so here are some of the things that really stink about living in Dublin, Ohio. Number 1 is the Memorial Tournament. Wait a minute, Mark, you just said that one of the great things about living in Dublin was all the golf. Well, that's true, but it can also drive you a little bit mad. The week of the tournament, they close down the roads, there are people everywhere, traffic congestion. I actually have friends who will leave town that week just because they don't want to deal with all the headaches. All the restaurants and bars are full all week. It can be a little bit much if you live around the course, but luckily it only lasts for a week, so it's not the end of the world. Number 2 is the difficulty getting around town. I've always said in these videos you can get anywhere in Central Ohio in about 25 minutes or so, and to a good degree that's true. But if you live in certain parts of the Dublin area, that can be a little bit more challenging. If you look at a map of central Ohio, you'll see that Dublin is in the northwest side, and the school district kind of sprawls out towards Marysville. Well, parts of Dublin don't have easy freeway access. Now, it's not awful, but if you need to get downtown for work or over the east side of Columbus, it can be a little bit challenging. We have traffic in Columbus, but it's not like LA or Atlanta type traffic, but during rush hour, things can get a little bit backed up. And with limited expressways on that side of town, commuting can go up dramatically. The good news is that many of our larger employers are actually headquartered along the northwest stretch of I-270. So if you work for one of those larger companies, you might not have to go that far. Number 3 is that Dublin's expensive. It's a very popular area and has a very good school system, so there is lots of demand. And what comes with demand is high cost of housing. Last year, Dublin, and again, when I say Dublin, I mean the school district, not just the city of Dublin. If you look at the sales numbers from this year, Dublin schools had a price per square foot of around $235, which is on the upper end of central Ohio. The other thing you're going to have to factor into the equation, which plays into the high cost of real estate, are the taxes. Property taxes are high across central Ohio. I talk about this quite a bit in my other videos on this channel, but when you get into the better school districts, they can be even higher. If you're trying to figure out the property taxes on a specific home, you can always check out the county website where they've got a pretty good tax estimator. I mean, at least the taxes dollars are going to a good cause, right? The school systems. Lastly are the HOA restrictions for many of the neighborhoods. Homeowners associations, that dirty little 3-word phrase, have some pretty tight rules in certain parts of Dublin. The older communities will typically have no HOA or much more relaxed rules. When you get into Murfield and some of the newer communities, make sure you completely understand what is allowed and what's not allowed. Murfield's HOA in particular is quite strict. One big item you might want to watch out for, which exists all across central Ohio, not just in the Dublin area, is the restriction on fencing. Fencing isn't allowed in many neighborhoods in Columbus, especially the newer ones. If it is allowed, it can be very restrictive on the type and what it's made out of. I have a client who just passed on a home they really wanted to buy in Dublin because they have a dog and the neighborhood didn't allow fencing that the house was in. Now, the good news is that if you really need a fence because of a pet, invisible fencing is very popular here in Columbus, and I do know it works because I've got one at my house. Well, has your opinion changed about Dublin, Ohio? I hope at least you learned something new about the area. If you liked the video, please do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up button down below. And please subscribe. And of course, if you're moving or relocating to Columbus and think you might need some professional assistance, don't hesitate to reach out. You can give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, however you want to reach out. Again, I'm pretty easy to find. Until next time.